Hi, Jeff here to talk to you today about tracing your meridians. So this will be video 1 of 8, a series of 8. So what I'm going to do is teach you to trace in pairs, that is, trace in pairs, the meridians of the body. So we have pairs, and if you follow along with the traditional Chinese medicine body clock, the meridians run in about a 2 hour time frame where they're kind of at their peak, at their max. And during that time, they tend to have a little more flow, a little more attention, or a little more energy in them. And in that, they switch every 2 hours. And they typically will run it in one by one being yin, and the next 2 meridians being yang. Yin for 4 hours, yang for 4 hours, yin for 4 by 4 by 4 by 4, through for 12-hour total. So there would be 12 meridians by the clock. That we'll trace. Again, I'm going to show you in pairs, and then the second last video, we'll look at the central and governing vessels, nourishing meridians. So we're going to start at the top of the clock. Well, it doesn't exactly start at 12, but we'll back it up, and we're going to start at 11 a.m. with the heart meridian from 11 to 1, and then from 1 till 3 is your small intestine meridian. Now, the heart meridian has 9 points, and it would be have the essence of yin to it. And then the small intestine from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock would have 19 points upon it, and it would have a yang essence. Okay, so the reason I'm doing them in pairs is because how they flow through your system, through your body, it's basically one flowing system. But when you give you a pair, you can see as you trace it how one ends and the next just begins by an extension of the meridian out and flowing right back in through the other. So when you trace a meridian, why would you want to trace them? Well, tracing them will bring an encouragement by the electromagnetic center of your palm, or if you use the middle finger as a tracer, will help encourage the flow of energy through the meridians in its best flow direction of flow. Okay? So you can always have an intention behind that. You can have a visualization behind that. So you're envisioning maybe your favorite color, a healing color, a powerful color for you, or envisioning or seeing the meridian being charged or flowing well as you're tracing. It will maximize the potency of these and the success of tracing your meridians. So certainly each meridian is tied to an organ then, and in that you're nourishing and bringing energy to help nourish what that organ represents and what that organ itself does in its role and its job and its nourishment of the whole system. So, heart meridian. We start up in and around your armpit, just about the crack of your armpit. Now this would run symmetrically on either side of the body. So we'll do a tracing of each side individually, but I'll do the heart. So it's going to come from I'm going to use a middle finger. Again, you can use a palm of your hand. You could go from beginning up the shoulder and then down about mid-arm, mid-forearm, through your bicep, through mid-forearm. And then you're coming down to the middle finger is where we're headed. And you're going to come right down into the middle finger, and where you're ending there on that middle finger, when you trace from the palm, you're coming up and you're actually ending on the nail bed, okay? That would be your end point. And then the start of the next meridian, the small intestine, would be on the other side of that nail bed of that little finger. Okay, so there's your end. So heart coming up, over, down, and ending at that heart meridian. You could turn your hand over and you could just slide your finger. You could think of it coming across to the other side. Or if you like, envisioning that energy is just flowing right off the middle finger, kind of a nice little arc, and coming right back on the other side. So small intestine then beginning here, tracing back up the arm, come along the middle finger, and then behind the wrist bone there. And then you're going to come up through behind the back of the forearm, around the elbow, up your triceps, up over the top of the shoulder. And then you're going to take a dip down toward your scapula, your shoulder blade, down a bit, and then back up. So this doesn't have to be precise, but just in general. And then you're coming up across the neck, and then up to the side of your eye, and then from the side of the eye, shooting over to the ear, at the ear, about where your ear flap is, if I say ear flap, okay? So that comes down the arm, heart meridian, Middle finger, you can turn the hand over, and if you just hold your middle finger of the hand and turn over, you just end on that. You're right in the perfect spot to flow up past that wrist bone, back of the arm, up the back of the shoulder, dip down toward the collarbone or scapula, up across the neck, across the cheek to the side of the eye, from the side of the eye over to the ear. There's your one pair, and then you will repeat on the other side to flow down and back up. Okay, so here I'll do both sides in a little slower. So as you do it, you can breathe slowly, breathe calmly, and again, using an intention and envision as you like. So tracing from one side, heart, up, down, turning my hand, tracing back up, behind, dip down the scapula, up to the side of the eye, and over. And then repeating on the other side, just about the crease of the armpit or so, and coming up the arm, shoulder, down bicep, down forearm, down in, fingernail, baby fingernail, over to the backside, past the wrist bone, back of the forearm, back of the arm, tricep, up the shoulder, dip down, up, and over. And there's your first pair, heart and small intestine. I'll be back with another video in a short bit to share with you the next two in our flow. Thanks, bye for now. Oh, and if you like and you want to learn more about energy medicine sessions with myself, by all means look in the description below, and there'll be contact information if you'd like to book in for a energy medicine session or a EFT tapping session if you're so inclined. Great, and we'll see you back again real soon. Thanks, bye for now.